AITA for spending an entire black tie gala pretending to be staff as the actual guest of honor? Picture this: $10,000 plates, crystal chandeliers, old money dripping from every chandelier, and everyone thinks I'm the one passing the canapes. I was the guest of honor. I never said a word. Here's how 4 hours of accidental class warfare unfolded. Throwaway, because some of these people are still in my contacts. Last Saturday, I was invited to a very fancy charity dinner at this ridiculous glass-walled mansion overlooking the city. Black tie, $10,000 a plate kind of thing. I was actually the guest of honor. My nonprofit had just closed a 7-figure conservation project that basically saved an entire wetland ecosystem, and they wanted to parade me around and give me a very shiny award in front of a room full of old money and new crypto. I show up in a floor-length emerald green gown, not rented. I bought it because I knew I'd never wear it again, and that's half the fun. Hair up, diamonds on loan from a friend who actually has that kind of life. I look expensive, or so I thought. I walk in, valet takes my keys, and the first person I meet, a silver-haired man in a tux who smells like old cigars and older money, immediately thrusts an empty champagne flute at me. Be a dear and fetch me another, will you? The bove is running low. I blink, look down at my dress, look at the flute. He's basically pressing into my sternum. Then I smile the sweetest customer service smile I've ever produced and say, "Of course, sir, right away." And that was the beginning of the end. For the next 4 hours, I became the most dedicated fake caterer in history. The woman in the ruby choker asked me to top off her glass while telling me her housekeeper just doesn't understand floral centerpieces the way you people do. A hedge fund guy in his late 20s waved me over, handed me his phone, and said, "Can you take a quick pic of me with the view? Make sure you get my Patek in frame." 3 different wives asked me, in hushed tones, if the kitchen could do something about the salmon. It's a touch-over. I nodded solemnly and promised to speak to chef. Someone literally pressed a $50 bill into my palm and whispered, "For you, darling, you've been an angel tonight," when I refilled their water. I never once said, "I'm actually the guest of honor." Not once. Why? Because watching their micro-expressions when they thought they were being gracious to the staff, while simultaneously flexing their wealth, was the most entertaining live theater I've seen in years. Every time someone would catch themselves being extra patronizing and then overcorrect with an awkward, "You're doing wonderful work," I had to bite the inside of my cheek so hard I tasted blood. The actual catering staff, who were all legends and quickly realized what was happening, started playing along. One of them would dramatically hand me a tray of canapes whenever someone important approached, and I'd glide away like I was supposed to be there. They even started calling me chef behind my back. I tipped every single one of them $200 at the end of the night from the collection of tips people had shoved at me. The award ceremony comes. They dim the lights, spotlight hits the podium, MC starts the glowing introduction. Tonight we honor a woman whose tireless work has preserved. And the room slowly realizes. The same silver-haired cigar man who'd handed me his empty glass 3 hours earlier goes pale. The ruby choker wife audibly gasps. Hedge fund Patek boy looks like he just swallowed his own tongue. They call my name. I walk up, still holding an empty tray someone had handed me 2 minutes earlier because old habits die hard. Accept the crystal award, give a very short, very gracious speech about the wetland and the team and blah blah. Thank you all so much. Then I step off the stage, walk straight past the stunned crowd, and head toward the bar. That's when I heard it. 2 of the wives, the ruby choker one and her friend in lavender, were huddled near the dessert table, thinking they were being quiet. Ruby choker, voice low but wine loose. I literally asked her to fix the salmon, the guest of honor. I told her the salmon was overcooked. Lavender, horrified whisper. I gave her my coat check ticket. I thought she was going to hang it up. Ruby choker, after a long sip. We just spent 4 hours slapping ourselves in the face and calling it kindness. I kept walking. Didn't even turn around. But God, I wish I had a photo of their faces when the spotlight hit me. So? ASITA for never correcting them? Yes, I kept the $50 bill. It's taped in my journal labeled, "The night I was the best caterer they ever had."